Because you're talking about people, you're not talking about
it's not
disposable laboratory animals.
There's no question of making 279 discarded miscarriages. No, that's no question. The technology is evolving. Very recently, beef, cows have been cloned, and not 279 try, but 30. It's only 10% of what was necessary originally. And the science, this technology is evolving. How? By doing it, by practicing it on animal, yes, but it will be much easier on human beings.
Okay, somebody else wants to talk to me? Yes, chap on the edge there.
Can we just have a quick question to your guest tonight? Similar to David Koresh in Waco, is it not a simple question of, regardless of him talking about freedom, is it not a simple question of this gentleman having more sex with more ladies?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't understand the question.
He's saying, is it not all about, I mean, you seem to be surrounded by these beautiful young women.
And young men. You saw the Irish young men.
Okay. I don't know what you're into. You're into ladies rather than men, I presume?
I say we have many members, beautiful and young.
Yeah. But what he's saying is that it's all about access to nubile young women for you. That's what this is all about.
I don't know what is the sexuality of this person. He can tell us what he likes, and if he has many wives, I don't know. He can be Muslim, maybe.
But what's the situation in your organization?
Our organization is speaking about creation of life, scientific creation of life on Earth.
But in terms of the way that people live, I mean, if you're a Mormon, in the old days, you used to have multiple wives if you so wish.
We are against marriage.
You're against marriage?
So we cannot have many wives.
But you can have many sexual encounters with many different people.
As many as you want. Free sex, freedom for everybody.
Okay, I want to go back to the lads then, who joined the Raelians. How is it going, lads? I mean, how much sex are you getting with many different partners?
Oh, well, you can never get enough, Pat.
No, but I mean, have you found people of like mind of your sexual preference to do the business?
Well, here in Ireland, the movement isn't that big. But we have female members, but you know, people in Ireland we find aren't as open-minded as people say in the Far East, Japan and you know, other countries. But it's gradually growing here, so it is the movement.
Okay. Any of the other lads want to say anything? Yeah?
Yeah. I think the comment the lad said up front there, that's fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But at the same time, I mean...
If you get that microphone in there, you seem to...
Okay. Well, like Rael said at the start, freedom of choice must be respected. And I mean, people, especially in Ireland, not just in Ireland, in other places of the world, think that you must be, I think the right word is monogamous, or monogamy, where you're with the one person all the time. And people can be with more than one person if they want, if that's their freedom.
Yeah. What attracted you to the Raelian movement?
Well, it wasn't the sex, believe it or not. It was actually because overall I think we have a spirituality and a promotion of science that can help humanity. So I think it's a very good cause.
If you don't believe in God, where's the spirituality come into the thing? I mean, you believe in pure science. As far as I know, that, you know, science and religion are actually mutually exclusive.
Well, this was before, but times are changing, and I think now that man needs spirituality, not deism, not a belief in a God.
Okay. And yes, gentleman over here, to the right as I look at the bleachers, yeah.
Just as the gentleman here says there was a spirituality, the gentleman beside you said there was no spirituality, he was soulless.
No, I never said that.
I'd just like to ask the question, in the case of the cloning, which would have the soul? The original cell or the cloned individual?
Which would have the soul?
There is no soul, no God. And you can have spirituality without God and without soul. You can have spirituality like the Buddhism teach, with just self-development, by just developing your brain, developing your personality and your senses. And that's the philosophy we bring, is a spirituality without God and without soul.
Down in the front, gentleman here, yes. We get a microphone to you now. You can tell us what you want to say. Yes?
My name is Noel Dean, and I was a member of the Unification Church, commonly known as the Moonies. And there's an awful similarity between this man's philosophy and the Moonies. In this sense, that Mr. Moon got messages from spirits. We can't prove or disprove it. This man gets messages from people out of space. We can't prove or disprove it. Mr. Moon, in a sense, wants to clone the world by creating a perfect race, by him purifying the people to have perfect children. This man wants to clone people in a similar fashion. He denies God Mr. Moon believes he's God.
Yes, that's a big difference.
This man is no mug. He is no mug, but he's a deceiver. And there's a similarity with a whole lot again in they are all trapped in a spiritual dimension that's driving them to hell.
All right. Well, he doesn't believe in hell, so he's presumably
Well,
not
he
worried
doesn't need to
about that.
believe in it to end up in it.
Yeah.
And that's something also you cannot prove.
Well, that's another thing you can't prove. You know the Barnum and Bailey, the great circus people, the circus of Barnum and Bailey, the three-ring circus. And Barnum it was who coined the phrase, wasn't it, there's one born every minute. And the whole notion that you'll never go broke, I think was the expression used, you'll never go broke underestimating the intelligence of the public.
Yes.
So the suggestion is, basically, you're a con man. Nothing you say can be proven or disproven. If you can get people to join your organization, part with some cash, fund your embassy, fund your activities, well, great, why not? So you're a confidence trickster.
So I don't understand the question.
I'm not sure I understand it myself. But no, what they're saying is that perhaps this is all a cod. This is all a charade. This is something that's
You
not
can
real.
say that about everything, and people were saying the same thing about Jesus when he was there, and every prophet in history. People say, he's an imagination, he's taking your money away. But the fact is that all the prophets in history help humanity to advance toward a more peaceful and more advanced civilization. Now we are entering the time of science and technology, and it's good, and we must not be afraid. That's my mission, to make people not afraid of technology, and to create the first human clone will help to show to the people that, first of all, there is no God, no soul. That's why people against, especially the Catholic Church, against cloning are afraid of the success more than of the failure.
You're saying if you clone, it's a man-made human being,
Yes.
where did the soul come from?
Yes, there is no soul.
Anyone want to respond to that? Yes, that gentleman there.
Mr. Rael's whole philosophy seems to be based on science and technology. But that begs the question, where does technology come from? If you
He
look
says extraterrestrials.
No, we forget that aspect for a moment.
Well, he doesn't forget it because that's what, where it all began. Now, where they got their intelligence is another matter entirely.
Yeah, but his whole philosophy is based around science.
Yes.
Now, science deals with absolutes, physical absolutes, correct? Technology today, as we know it, comes from our understanding of the human body. Everything in technology today has mimicked what we have in the human body, whether it be a lung, a heart, pancreas, whatever it may be. We see, for example, today the development of neurological chips based on the neuron concept in the body. Technology comes from medical science because the more we know about the physical body, we copy it, we mimic it on the technology plane.
All right.
100%.
But this is pure mimicry.
All right, but anyway, we're going to leave this debate here. Rael, I don't know how many more Irish converts you're going to get to your philosophy. I suspect you'll find it difficult to find a territory in which your experiments on human cloning can take place.
I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just trying to find the people who are enough open-minded to agree and join. And these people help a lot of scientists who agree with the last intervention you had. You are partial, I think, because you support people against it, because it's now fashionable. But in a few years, you will look ridiculous, because everybody will say, yes, that was right, that was sure.
So be it. But I would always, in science, want to proceed cautiously.
Yes, but, what
because
interests
the
me...
consequences are so
No, there's no...
horrific
No, absolutely no.
if it goes wrong.
If the scientists are aware and are human beings, they don't want to create monsters. That's why it's taking time. We say 1 year ago it will take 1 year. Now it's maybe 2 more years. But the first baby will be perfect. And the people interested by that can read the book, which contains every argument to prove that science is good, or come tomorrow to the Broswell Hotel, where there is a meeting for people interested.
All right. Rael,
thank you very much
for being